Hi, it's Alex from Elite Football Conditioning, and today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a couple of drills that you can do to improve your ankle range of movement, which is fundamental to foot health, ankle health, and looking after the lower limb and making sure that everything else further up the chain through the knee, hip, and low back has a chance to do its job properly in order to optimize your speed and power. Now that's the thing that we've been talking through, or that I've been talking to you about for the last couple of weeks, showing you a few drills, how you can improve your strength and work up to that increased level of speed. Showing you those couple of little drills based around speed and power and fast ground contact. And today what this is actually going to include as well is one of the little movement assessment tools that I do with the footballers to make sure that, number one, we're safe from the very beginning and that we can perform exercises appropriately. And then number two, to make sure that there aren't any imbalances. And what you'll probably find is that I myself, as the coach, I actually have an imbalance. I am very unhinged and unstable in some ways. So you'll see what that's all about. And what I want you to do is make sure that you actually go away and apply these drills, especially if you are struggling with the range of movement or if you don't pass the assessment in the way that is recommended. So have a little look at the video, check it out, make sure you look at the stretches, have a little look at some of the other movements and get to work on it. Right then, so as you can see, as always, I've got my shoes off. Very, very important to have that for this test, because what we want to do is see what's happening at the foot and the ankle and make sure that we haven't got a sole or something squishy or anything that's going to kind of elevate the heel and give us that little bit of extra range of movement. We want to see what the ankle on its own is up to. So set my tape measure up right up against the wall. My starting position for this is I'm going to push my toe into the wall, going to keep my heel flat, and then I'm going to drive that knee forwards. If I can get there, I'm going to bring the foot back a little bit. I'm going to go again, and I'm going to keep going till I feel that little bit of stiffness and I can't quite get there. So there, that's probably a bit too far, so I'm just going to creep in about another centimetre. And there we go. So that would be my measurement. So we can see that the heel stayed flat. And then I'm just going to mark off on the tape measure where that came from, or the score I got there. And then what I'll do is compare that to the right side. So again, we're just edging our way back. And we see that the knee's getting to about 90 degrees. Can't quite get there. Ooh, this is a previous injury on the right ankle that's doing me here. So I'm going to have to get onto these next exercises that I'm going to show you. So that would be my score on the right leg there. So there is a bit of a difference. I'm just about at the acceptable range there, which is about 8 centimetres or roughly 20 degrees of ankle dorsiflexion. So when we talk about stiff ankles, having that ability to go from zero range there to bring that midfoot up should be around 20 degrees. So just about acceptable with my right foot. My left foot, however, is actually quite a bit better. And what we want to do is even that up. So there shouldn't be a difference much more than a centimetre each side, whereas there I am way off. So we're going to do a few things to correct that. Let's have a look. All right, so this exercise, number one, all you're going to need is to get yourself a lacrosse ball. A tennis ball will do just fine. A golf ball will be fine. What you want is something that's hard and round, and you can just pop onto the floor, and you're basically just going to smash the bottom of your foot with it. You need to work all the way through the arch of the foot into the heel, and you're going to come all the way back up, and you're going to make sure that you're essentially a little bit like cutting your lawn, mowing your grass. Work all the way up and down and across in those nice straight lines along the line of the fibres through the bottom of the foot. And what we're looking to take away from this is just trigger point any little sticky areas, bits of tension in the plantar fascia, and all those muscles that run along the bottom of the foot, which might be restricting that little bit more dorsiflexion and range. So remember, the main purpose of the calf, the soleus, is to plantar flex. We want to be able to hit the ground hard and push off but we need to have that range available to us. And what happens is, because we do it so often, especially in football, is these muscles take over and it becomes a losing battle, essentially, for the tibialis anterior on the front to help dorsiflex. So if there's a lot of tension here, you're going to be stuck. So what we want to do is spend the magic 2 minutes working through the bottom of the foot, still pushing quite hard. You're not having to stamp down on it. It shouldn't be horrendously painful, but it should be a good 6, 7, maybe 8 out of 10, especially if you need the work. So 2 minutes per leg, you're good to go. Now then, depending on where you feel the restriction with your ankle range of movement test, will determine which of these exercises you're going to do next. So if you feel it quite high up in the belly of the calf, or you feel a bit of tension through the soleus or the Achilles area down here, this is the one that you're going to come to. So you can just use a stair at home, you can use a step, any kind of elevation, and then all we're going to do is just a loaded calf stretch, just dropping that heel down as far as you can, keeping, in fact I'll show you on my left leg, keeping this leg, this knee locked out as straight as we can, because the gastrocnemius crosses the knee joint. So if we have a bit of flexion here, it's going to take the tension out of the calf muscle. Okay, so we want to keep that locked out, and you're just going to lean in, drive the hips forwards, in towards the rig. Well, the rig for me. And again, you're going to time this. You want to hit about 2 minutes per leg, then change over. And again, you're just trying to get as much range of movement as you can. If after that, if you feel like you've got a lot of the tension lower down, what I actually want you to do then is start to flex the knee. So we're going to take the calf out of it, and we're going to try and get a bit more stretch out of the soleus in that Achilles area. So that's how we're going to load it up. 2 minutes per stretch, per leg, and you'll be good to go. Okay, now in this exercise, what we're going to do is a bit of banded distraction to help pull sort of the talus here back into the joint, because if it slides forwards, then it's going to restrict a bit of that movement. So the reason that might happen is if it's an old injury, or it may just be overuse, it's more of a floating bone, so there's no musculature actually involved in helping keep that bone in place. So what we want to try and do with this is just help pull that back into the center of the joint so it's stabilized, and then we can actually move freely, and it can move and slide around as it should. So quite a bit going on here. What we want to do is set a band up low down, and then we're just going to have it around the front of the foot, low down at the base of the tibia, and you're just going to place your whole foot elevated, and that's important. We want the band to be pulling back and down at that angle. So we've got the foot elevated onto a bench, a box, a step, whatever it is you can get your hands on, and then you're just going to bring that knee forwards over your toes as far as you can. What I'm actually going to do here is pull against the bench just to cheat and just get that little bit extra. So you're going to really push down with your shoulder. And this is a good one for that deep Achilles stretch as well. So if you want to hit that, if you've got tension and tightness in that area, then make sure you do that as well. So we're just going to pull and hold into here. We're going to spend, again, we're working up to 2 minutes. So it might be a bit uncomfortable to keep the tension on the entire way through. So you can come in and out of it. And once you've spent 2 minutes working on the applicable drill that is right for you, you are going to test, remeasure, and see if you've actually made that improvement that you need to keep the foot, the ankle, the calf healthy and doing what you want. Right then, so I've just spent a couple of minutes just working on the particular exercises I need to be doing. So let's take a look. Let's go back to the left foot first of all. So probably not going to be too much difference there. Still around that 13, 15 centimetre mark this time. And then the right foot that was borderline anyway, at 8 centimetres, there we go. There's 10, or 12, sorry. And that's just cheating there, that's just about coming back up. So we've gone from 8 centimetres to 12 centimetres on that right foot. We're getting a little bit closer. We're still a little bit far off. The ironic thing is if I'd not worked my left foot, we would be absolutely fine. What I would recommend is make sure you apply these drills on a regular basis. I'm going to show you more things that you can do to look after your calf, your ankle. But these are going to be your fundamental ones. Make sure or have a look at the range of movement that you're actually getting already. If it's less than 8 centimetres, you need to make sure you get to work on it straight away, whether that means more stretching, maybe it means using a little bit of banded distraction. But certainly the one thing that I would recommend with everybody having your gym bag is a lacrosse ball to make sure you can roll through the bottom of your foot and help keep that healthy. Because if you have problems here, you're going to have problems with the knees, the hips, the lower back, and it's going to send everything off kilter, which we don't want. In order to optimize speed, power, performance, we need optimal length tension relationships all the way through the body. And that starts from the foot and the ankle. Okay, so that is sort of the ankle lower limb care summed up in a couple of minutes. Hopefully you found that useful. Make sure you go away and start applying those tools straight away. If you liked it, if you found some benefit from it, then please shoot me a message, let me know, give it a like, give it a share, whatever it is that you are happy to do. I would very much appreciate that. These are the little details, these are the little 1%ers that most people tend to ignore, especially at a young age, and then it can be a big separator when it comes to being healthy, being fit, being fast, and being strong. And being able to do work in here that is going to contribute to your performance out there on the pitch. So I'm telling you what it is. I'm showing you. These are the little things that I promise you they work. All you have to do is, well, I say the hard part, all you have to do is go and do them. And with these exercises and the ones that I've shown you today in this video, every single day should be what you're doing.